Hi, I'm John Atack.
I'm Sam Atack.
And this is a piece of paper sculpture. And we will intercut so that its remarkable complexity can be seen. At least you have the scale of it. See, that's my hand. It's a real hand. And this is called Just Wake Up 15 Minutes Earlier. Would you like to explain this obtuse title to us a little bit?
Briefly, back, I guess this was before I got the diagnosis for chronic fatigue syndrome, but whereas having great difficulty waking up in the mornings, and the doctor's advice to
you were about 13 then?
Yeah, 13. To cure this, and a few doctors said it gave me the same advice, and it was just try and wake. So I'd be waking up at 10 and I was supposed to be waking up at 7, and the advice was just wake up 15 minutes earlier. And of course I did that and suffered quite badly for it.
Yeah, very badly. Sam was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, and you had quite a bit going on there, didn't you? What symptoms? And this went on for several years.
Headache, tremors, no energy, confusion over times where I was or when I was, which and pain, muscle aches, things like that,
which were constant.
Yeah,
you know, the tremor was bad enough that he might drop a glass while trying to take a drink, for example. And for 3-4 years, doctors, specialists sort of reinforce this diagnosis, and a standard thing that is said is, well, just wake up a little bit earlier. I was advised to do this, in fact, when I was a teenager. It seems to be the cure-all. Just get up that little bit earlier each day. The other one is to move your clock forward 3 hours every day, which will have a similar effect. If you're not actually suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, you soon will be.
And then on top of that, the thing I found was when that didn't work, I tended to be blamed for not having done it properly. Yeah.
So when the technique doesn't work, it's your fault. And pain specialist who said that doctors suffer from hypochondrophobia. And this is a condition where a doctor has told you to take a certain medicine or a certain course of action, and when it doesn't work, they call you a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
So what actually happened is a happy ending. So I moved in here, and for some years I've been saying, well, we have a familial sleep disorder. We have what is now called delayed sleep-wake phase disorder, which means that our whole metabolism is set to a later time of day. Now, when you came here, they were still saying that 1.9% of people had this condition. Then a survey of 433,000 people in the UK, and the UK Bio cohort came out, where 9% of them said they would prefer to go to bed later and get up later, which is called eveningness, apparently.
Yeah.
It's called owls before, larks and owls. It's since actually been suggested that was underreported because of the shame that is associated with being a late sleeper. Now, having done this descended upon me when I was 11 years old. It's in my family. My dad had it, and you just feel guilty.
Yeah.
In fact, shamed by this condition, and you're treated that way, even though you don't sleep any more than anybody else. Even though, certainly in my case, I normally do about twice as much work as anybody else throughout my life. Come from a very industrious family, all in all. But nonetheless, there's this kind of demonic sort of thing. Within 3 weeks of sleeping, when he felt comfortable sleeping, the constant pain, the headaches, the amnesiac fugue, didn't mention that, where he would go to school and come back and not know where he'd been or what he'd done. All of this magically dissolved.
Yeah, I've been told that I'd probably be suffering for the rest of my life.
You were told that only 2% of people recover.
Yeah.
So from a life sentence to
Full recovery.
a life.
Yeah.
And we're now, what, 2.5 years since you came here, and the symptoms have not reoccurred. We have a proper diagnosis from a professor of neurology of delayed sleep-wake disorder. So there you go. This celebrates just wake up 15 minutes earlier. And what are we looking at? We've got a little demon on a stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
Above him, what's this? This figure. It's a teeny little figure. Turn it upside down. I'm sure we have better. Just right here, little man.
I wanted something to fill the space.
Okay.
Terrifying thing. But yeah, he's a little man, basically, who across this strip here I've deformed around that. I think it was to try and mess with the perception of the viewer. I don't know how well that worked, but
It
so,
does mess
for
with
example,
perception, yeah.
seeing it that way on, you can sort of see these legs as an extension of this figure here.
Yeah.
Then you see it from this end, and I don't know, it looks sort of like a flower form to me, coming up from these guys. Then realising there's a head here and
there's an upside down man there and a
right
man there.
Originally they were both the right way round, and then I sort of decided I'd mess with the piece around this figure here, who is eating his hands.
I must say, I think it's a remarkable work of art, and you know the way that you've managed to make faces, eyes, noses, lips, with the mixed paper sculpture and origami technique is really quite remarkable. And that's why I asked if I could have this piece. So much as you may want to buy it, it's mine. Thank you very much indeed. I'm John Atack.
I'm Sam Atack.